Hey everybody, I wanted to do this video based on a conversation I had with Bujinkan Budo recently that raised an interesting question, and he had asked if I would maybe do a video on seminars. Um, this is an interesting topic. It's very controversial, and I apologize if I step on any toes here or ruffle any feathers. But at the same time, I think that. I think that this is an interesting topic that should be discussed. So, in my experience, in over 30 years, not just Bujinkan, but in many different martial arts, and having friends from all different kinds of arts, seminars are something that is it's a very useful tool. It's useful in the sense that it provides you an opportunity to train with teachers maybe you don't normally train with. It provides you an opportunity to train with people that maybe you've never met before or maybe you don't see very often. It provides you an opportunity uh, to experience a different martial art, um, and also it provides you many unique experiences that your average weekly class doesn't provide you. But there's also a lot of things that I think you need to be aware of. There's a lot of truths and realities that maybe aren't as openly discussed. um, and I think that if we take a more realistic approach to seminars, they can be a very valuable tool in our training. And but at the same time, I think if we are focusing on the wrong things about them or we approach them with different expectations, it can, in my opinion, it can be a big waste of money and time. Some seminars can be quite costly. Some seminars may involve some travel. Uh, so I think it's important to know what it is that you're getting into, what are you paying for, and what it is you're investing your time in, and who you're investing your time with. So let me first give you my opinion on what different kinds of seminars are. So you have those seminars that are introductory seminars. These are the ones where they're open to anybody. You have a teacher who's sharing some knowledge, maybe about his art or a particular field, but it's structured in a way that anybody can come there and experience it. Doesn't matter if you're with that martial art or not. It's not martial art specific, and so there's something for everyone to be gained there. It may be on a specific topic, or it may be broad based, more as like a just an introduction to what the art is that that person represents. Um, and then you have seminars that are very material specific. There's seminars that are geared for a specific topic or body of knowledge or technical knowledge. And those, yeah, they could be okay for people that don't train in that art, or maybe they're in an art that's similar. But it's really the biggest benefit are going to be from the people who actually train in that art. And it depends on the subject. But like if you did something on, let's say, for instance, um, Kotoru Kopojutsu, right? So Kotoru Kopojutsu. So for those of you that are in the Bujinkan or maybe familiar with Bujinkan, you might recognize what that is. But if you're from another art, you may not recognize what that is. So you're going to be like, well, what is that? And then, or maybe you'll go because it's interesting. But in that seminar, let's say that instructor decides that they are going to go through all the Shoden Waza, all the very first level kata, the whole list. That is a lot of material that they're going to blow through very fast, and unless you're practicing in this art long enough that you know how to pick information up quickly, it's already stuff maybe you've trained on, you've experienced it before, but now you're getting it from this instructor, that's going to be beneficial to you. But if you're new or you've never done this art before or you're from a different art, you're going to be completely lost. It's going to be too much. Um, so that's just one example, and that's something that I think should be clearly explained. And I'll get to the responsibilities of the instructor in a minute. But the other types of seminars you have are more of like celebrations. We have in the Bujinkan, we would have things like Taikai and Daikomyosai and things like that, where you have people that come from all over and they come together and they train. And yeah, of course, there's instruction and things like that. But there's such a huge social aspect to it, a fellowship aspect to it, that that's oftentimes that's the primary draw for people. It's a chance to come together as a community and train and have fun and get to know each other, or see people that you haven't seen in a long time, and all kinds of stuff goes on there. The after parties and everything is some they're a blast. But those are those kind of seminars where they're just more of like a festival or something like that. And then you have seminars that are they're more of a demonstration than they are of an education. So you have somebody coming there to demonstrate things, and yeah, you participate, but really it's the instructor is demonstrating some things. And this could be maybe more like in the first example I gave, where it's more broad based. They're just introducing their art, what it is, or maybe they're introducing an aspect to their art. Let's say the use of the sword, katana, that they're going to demonstrate some things. Um, so those types of seminars could be appealing to people that maybe are they're for whatever reason that they want to just see what this looks like, or they're interested or they're curious, and so they're going to come. They're not necessarily wanting to train in anything, but they're just curious. They want to come see who's this person. Sometimes you see this with very notable figures. Person maybe has a certain celebrity status. So people are coming there to see this person. And oftentimes we'll experience this, let's say, with our Grandmaster, Soke Hatsumi, that people want to come and experience Soke. They want to see him, meet him. They want to see him move. They want to hear him talk. They want the experience of that. And I've seen this with other martial arts, that you have very notable figures, very important people that come and they demonstrate, they share, maybe they share stories, and so you're just kind of getting that experience of that person, more so than like a technical seminar that's going to teach you a specific thing. It's more about the overall experience of it. So those are just some examples of seminars. Um, and as a person who myself has done seminars and attended countless others, I can see the responsibility that lies in the instructor or the host to make sure that they communicate the intent of the seminar, what is going to be shared in that seminar, what the participants can expect from that seminar. I think that information is very helpful. One of the things that drives me batty when I experience seminars or I attend seminars is sometimes the slick marketing oftentimes doesn't give you all the information you need to make a decision as to whether or not this seminar is really for you. That you see this great seminar opportunity and you go there expecting to really learn something, but then you spend all your time really watching this person do their thing and talk, and you're not really shown anything. And that is oftentimes can be a big problem. You have people out there for whatever reason they showboat themselves. They want all the attention. And in my opinion, if I have somebody, if I'm saying, okay, I'm going to teach this seminar on this topic, somebody is paying me to come and learn what I know. I am not going to showboat. It's not there for me to be the center of attention. It's the student that is my attention. I want to make sure that they're getting what they've paid for. And unfortunately, there are a lot of people out there that can't seem to understand that they would rather wow people than actually give them something that's useful and tangible. And I see this all the time. And I'm not going to name names or point things out, but I think that I think that is a problem, that it becomes the seminar circuit becomes more about a popularity contest and becomes more about almost like a narcissistic fulfilling self-fulfilling thing where the person does these seminars but they're not really giving anything of real nutritional value, or maybe they're just giving tidbits, but really they just want to impress people, and from that popularity they draw a crowd of followers that just keep giving them money and buying their stuff, or following whatever they do. There's like this almost guru worship that can happen from that. um, and so be aware of that and don't get caught up in that. Understand that if somebody's charging you money for something, you should have an expectation to receive something in return. And just like any other business, that what you receive in return should either be at or greater than the value of what you gave to obtain it. And I think people need to be rationally honest about this. That if they're paying to buy a book, if they're paying to buy a video, they're paying to attend a class, they're paying to attend a seminar, that they expect to receive something back that is of real value, that is the equivalent or greater than what it took for them to obtain it. So in my personal opinion, is that it's not just about paying the money. It's also about the fact that you took the efforts to do that. So in the case of a seminar, let's say you have a seminar that's 200 miles away. So not only are you paying your entrance fee, you're also having to take time to fly, drive, whatever to there, maybe pay for a hotel, stay the night. There's a lot of extra investment that goes into that. And that instructor, that seminar host, and that instructor need to also, in my opinion, they should be providing something that makes all of that worth it. And I'm not just saying to make people feel good. And I know in other videos I talk about how most people really are just looking to be entertained, and that's true. And there's a whole industry out there that's designed to cater to that. They don't really offer anything that is of real significant value, but they entertain you. You feel good, you enjoy it, you enjoy the experience. And if that's good enough for you, then that's okay. But if you're a true martial arts student, you want to make sure that you're growing with every opportunity you can. And I don't know about you, but money is not easy to come by. And time is certainly a very limited resource for me. So I want to make sure that if I'm spending my hard earned cash and I'm taking time out of my personal life, my day, my family, my whatever I got going on, to travel and attend something that somebody else is putting on, for damn sure I better be walking away with something that makes it worth it, and not just feeling good, because that's just going to disappear in a day or two or whatever when the afterglow goes away. And you know, but at the end of the day, do I have something that I can walk away with that I can train on? Is my knowledge further grown? Is my experience further grown? Is my skill level further grown? If I can check those boxes, then it was worth it for me to attend that, and I'm more likely to do that again. But if I can't check those boxes, if I just say, oh, it was great seeing so and so again, and I had a great time doing this, and oh, it was really interesting how you talked about that, but I don't really have anything that I'm not really any better in my skill. My knowledge might be a little better, but really there's nothing really there that was worth the amount of money and time and effort it took to attend. I'm gonna be I'm gonna be disappointed, because that time that I spent, that money that I spent, that time that I spent doing all of that, I could have just been practicing on the stuff that I already know and just reinforcing that, building those skill sets. So the seminar concept is great. It's a tool. But I think as a community, we need to understand its role and significance. And as instructors, we have a responsibility to really use it for the way it was designed, and to build our community, to strengthen our students and build our students, or to help other people along their path. Not just be an entertainer and a performer, and not just look for people to just send you money and give you attention. Then in my opinion, you're just a snake oil salesman. And there's a lot of that out there. There's a lot of snake oil salesmen in martial arts that want to promise you the moon. They want to give you a fast track. They want to tell you everything you want to hear that's going to make you go, yes, take my money. And we need to be careful of that. Back when I was younger, I still remember something this old guy told me that I used to fish a lot when I was a kid, and I remember when I was shopping for fishing gear, and this old guy was there, and this old guy said, I still remember this. He says, "Let me tell you, there are lures designed to catch fish, and there are lures designed to catch fishermen." And I think that concept is so important, and especially in martial arts, to understand what is it that you're paying for and attending. Is it designed to actually teach you something, or is it designed to just make you feel good, like you actually got something, but you really didn't? Um, so that's the thing I think that we need to consider in all of this. So, knowing that, what's the best way to go to a seminar? What is the best approach if you want to attend a seminar? How do you know you're going to get your money's worth and your return on investment? Okay, so the first thing is understand what the seminar is. And again, I fall back to the seminar promoter, the host, as well as the instructor being clear about what the seminar is. What's the purpose? What's going to be taught there? What, as you as the participant, can expect to receive from that. And the more clarity you can get on that, and ask questions. Don't be intimidated or don't hesitate on reaching out to the seminar promoter or the instructor and just say, hey, I'm interested in going, but I have a few questions. And be very clear. You have an absolute right to ask, what am I going to be taught? And what can I expect? You know, that sort of stuff. Be very clear on all of that. Um, you are a consumer, and you need to have that mindset that you're a consumer. And the second thing on that is, based on that information, have a plan for yourself. Know what it is that you are most interested in and most what you would like to achieve or what you would like to learn. And then maybe something else on the side. Say, hey, I've kind of it looks like it's going to touch into this topic. I have a kind of a general interest in that. So I'm really focused. I want to learn this. But at the same time, I'm curious about this too. Like, have kind of a secondary, but really have a primary goal for yourself. What is it you want to learn? And you got to be specific, and don't be like big. Like, don't say, oh, I want to learn all the Shoden Waza of Kotoru. Don't, no, my opinion, I think it should be more granular. Have a goal to be like, I really want to learn the particular footwork for Kotoru. I really want to learn Yokuto a little bit better. I really want to understand Seigan no Kamae better. I want some tips on how I can improve my flexibility in my hips to be able to have this particular posture. Have these very specific goals in mind. I want to understand the connection between Kotoru and Gyoku. I mean, that's an academic knowledge, but that's also a very specific goal. But I think you can have some very specific preset goals for yourself. And when you're there at that seminar, don't be afraid to go up to the instructor, maybe during a break, not during class, not during the instruction, but maybe during the break, and bring that list with you and say, and just say, hey, these are some of the things that I was really interested in. Is there a way, you know, are you planning on covering any of these, or would you be able to cover these for me? I can almost guarantee that they're going to accommodate. They're going to give you that information. I know for me, if somebody came up to me with a list of stuff they wanted, as long as it fits within the parameters of what I'm doing there, or the what I'm trying to teach, absolutely I would cover that material, because I mean, we like to share knowledge. And so when we have somebody that's eager to learn, that's valuable. And as a martial artist, I love it when I encounter people that really have a genuine desire to learn something instead of just showing up and going through the motions. That they actually have a plan. That's high level right there. That, in my opinion, that's high level student. When you already know what it is you want to learn and you're very focused on that, and that's what you're going to learn. That's very high level. So I know for me, I would take time with that person, but I know very, very high quality teachers that's what they would do too. They would make sure that you're not going to leave there without having your questions answered, giving you some pieces of the information, as long as it stays within kind of the framework of that seminar. Um, but that's a big part of it too, is have a goal for yourself. The third part is have an open mind. So this kind of runs in balance with having a goal for yourself. Don't be so focused on what you want to learn that you're not open to learning something completely different or seeing something completely different. Some of the most significant lessons that I learned at a seminar, I had no plan to even know that that was even going to be covered. Like I just wasn't even thinking about it. And then all of a sudden they show something, and then I'm like, wow, what was that? And now that becomes I want more of that, because that was just a light bulb went off, or it was just really, really um, impacting to me. So have that open mind too. Don't be so focused on your own agenda and your own plan that you don't have that open mind to absorb what else is being shown or taught. The other part that I think is really critical when you go to a seminar is to recognize that this is not the same as your regular weekly classes. So I mean, I've never been so lucky as to have like 100 people at my seminars, but I've been in seminars where there's been a lot of people, like 50 plus people, and one teacher. And so they're trying to teach in a way that everybody can understand it. And it's hard sometimes to really cater that instruction to the individual. So if you're going to this seminar, you have to understand that not everything is going to be maybe at the level that you want, or that maybe not everything can be focused on as intensely as you would like, or maybe a topic isn't gone as deep as you would like, because this instructor is trying to teach to a broad group of people who have all kinds of different levels of experience and knowledge. And it may be one of those open seminars where it's open to the public, and so you want to keep things as broad as possible. Don't get so crazy with Japanese terms. You want it to be appealing to as many different people as possible that's there. So don't go to a seminar expecting that to be the same as your regular classroom instruction. It's just not going to happen unless it's a really specialized seminar. Um, you know, yeah, maybe it can be a little bit more, but for the most part, seminars are taught a little bit more cursory, a little bit more broad because of the variety of people that are there. And another part about seminars, another tip to attending a seminar is bring a notebook. This is something that's starting to fade away as we get into these new generations of people who are digitally driven, and they don't think about actually writing things down. Having a notebook with you when you go to a seminar is so important, because you can't remember everything. And there's breaks. And during those breaks, take time to write down just key things. Drew a quick sketch or something, little aha moment or whatever. Just quickly write down some stuff during that break in your notebook, because I guarantee that's going to be so valuable later when you're going to go back and go, oh, what was that that he, and then you're going to look at that. Or even if you're not thinking about that, it's just later you're going through your notebook and you're like, oh, I remember that seminar, and then you remember that part, and you say, oh, that's right. It's so valuable to do that. You don't have to make it like this journal, just some quick blurbs, little sketch, just bullets, just little basic things to help trigger your memory later. That is extremely valuable, and I really recommend people have that. Um, Probably more so than even having a video camera, because with video you have to play the video, and it takes time. You don't know where in the video those things. When you have your notebook, it's so easy to flip and wherever your eyes go, and it's such a faster reference to use. So that's my tip on that. And the other part about attending seminars is, unless this person is your actual teacher that you train with on a regular basis, you're not attending a seminar with your teacher. You're attending a seminar with somebody else This person is not your day in day out teacher. So their teaching style, their level of knowledge, their understanding, their perspectives are going to be different than what you're used to every day. And understand that to them, you're also not their student. You're somebody they haven't coached and developed. So they can guide you, they can give you some pointers and tips and stuff, but don't fall into the trap of believing that they're your teacher, and understand too that you're not going to receive the level of instruction as you would with your regular day in day out teacher. Now, that person may have this phenomenal expertise and they can pinpoint very specific things and help you with some key things that can really develop you, maybe undo some blocks in your training or help fill some gaps. But without that regular exposure, that regular practice with them, it becomes very difficult for you um, to really get that development that regular instruction would give. So you have to take that knowledge back to your dojo and practice it yourself. But that person's not going to be with you to be able to make sure you're doing it right. Uh, so take that, I don't want to say with a grain of salt, but whatever they offer to you, take that into consideration with the totality of your training, uh, and appreciate it for what it is. That it's the split second, in the moment, kernel of knowledge, a little guidance, some insights, things like that, based on their experience with you at that moment. And then what you choose to do with that afterward is up to you. But I've seen this before where some people they go to a seminar and then they automatically assume that that's exactly, this person is their teacher, they're going to do exactly what they say and everything, and then they go back to their school and then their regular teacher's trying to teach them something, and then it may run differently than what they learned at the seminar, and it creates a conflict. Understand that your primary teacher is your primary teacher. You need to still learn on that because that teacher may know that, but they're developing you for that. There's a certain process that they're using. So it's important to understand that. Um, so anyway, those are just some of my tips. I hope you found this helpful. Certainly, this is a very controversial topic, and there are a lot of different kinds of thoughts about this. Seminars can be very lucrative for a lot of people. So that in itself is another topic that we can talk about some other time. But understand that there are people out there that their sole interest in hosting or putting on seminars is to make money. That's, or to sell their products, etc. It's about them making money. And then you have those others that put on seminars because they genuinely are trying to offer something and they're trying to help. And that, there's nothing wrong with doing that for profit. But again, I challenge you to really be consciously aware of what it is you're expecting to get and to make sure that you're actually getting it, and to know ahead of time what you're paying for and investing in before you do it. So, and if you are somebody that's doing seminars or hosting seminars, to be clear and upfront with what it is that you're actually providing, um, and to ensure that the people that pay and go through the sacrifices it takes to attend your seminar are actually getting what you say you're going to deliver. So I hope you found this helpful. Again, I appreciate all the positive comments and the constructive feedback I've received. I like the dialogues. I don't have to necessarily agree with everybody. It doesn't matter. I'm not the entire Bujinkan. I'm one guy. Um, and so your viewpoints can be different, and that's okay. Uh, but I appreciate it. Please subscribe to my channel. Please hit the like button, and stay tuned for more content. And I will continue to put out videos based on topics that I find to be interesting or helpful. And hopefully you stick around and stay tuned and you find them useful and helpful too. So again, as I always say, stay happy, stay healthy, and no matter what, keep training.